Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Marketing Podcast, your source for all things marketing. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Meg Goodman on the line, and she's VP and Managing Director over at Jacobs Clevenger, and she's also host of the J&SEE Podcast. Meg, welcome to the show.
Adam, thank you. Good to be here today.
Oh, man, I love to have my podcast family on the show. Love bringing podcasters on here and talking about the podcast, all about it. But before we get into that and some of the and our broader topic, which is going to be hyper-personalization and why it's so important, first let's start off with giving us a little overview of what you're doing over at Jacobs Clevenger, J&SEE, please.
Yeah, sure thing. So we're in Chicago. We've been around for 38 years as an independent agency, which is pretty cool these days. And our founder, Ron Jacobs, really started out as a direct marketer. And essentially that's the core of what we do, but we've evolved into a lot of data usage, analyzing and interpreting data. We do a lot of research on customer needs and motivations. And then, Adam, we create stories that engage and inspire them to take action. So we help our clients acquire customers, retain them, upsell, cross-sell, really to develop ongoing relationships with them that are that really transcend a transactional relationship and are much longer and involved for the life of a product use. It's a lot, isn't it?
It's a whole lot, and 38 years for an independent agency is a whole lot too. So congrats on that. So you've in that time frame, I mean, marketing has changed so much for becoming digital. I mean, all the different things and tools and analytics that are out now. That being said, just so that the people that are listening that might want to contact J&SEE know that if they're the right type of fit, what's normally the right type of client or niches that you like working in?
You know, it's the fun thing about what we do is our skills transcend different verticals. So we can work with financial service companies, insurance companies, retail companies, but what we do goes deeper. We can build loyalty programs. We can do acquisition programs. So truly in the history of the agency, there isn't much that we haven't touched. The cool thing is that we've evolved. What we did as direct marketers 38 years ago is very, very different now with the onset of digital and all of the new tools available to us. So we've really evolved what we can do to be applicable to almost any niche need.
Let's talk about hyper-personalization. I mean, it's a big topic. A lot of people talking about it. What is it? First off, what does it mean to you, and why is it so important?
So good question. So this is really something that Ron Jacobs, our founder and CEO, is focusing on right now. And let me just say, when I tell somebody that I'm a direct marketer, they'll roll their eyes and say, "Oh yeah, junk mail." And I've heard that most of my...
What I say is, yeah. Thank you. How can you make me some money, Meg? That's what I say.
Yeah, and you are right, because actually...
I get excited.
The younger generations, millennials and the subsequent generations, are really evolving back toward mail. The instances of those generations opening and reacting to their mail has gone up exponentially, just because it's something different. It's not an email, it's not an Instagram or Snapchat post. It's something tangible. So, while we laugh about it, we're still here after 38 years and evolved into this. Now, it gets a little technical, so I'll try to keep it out of that. But when they used to put ink on paper, there was one plate, one piece of paper, and you got what you got off of that plate. With the evolution of the way Canon and Hewlett-Packard have built their new printing presses, you can hyper-personalize almost any piece of mail to you, Adam, to me, to our families, to our neighbors, based on the behavior that we do, based on the products that we own, based on our likes, based on our retail shopping. So, and the really cool thing is you can do everybody differently in one press run. So instead of getting something that says, hey, Adam, here's food for your dog, we can talk about the type of dog you have and the type of food that you've bought and ancillary products and where you can go to buy this stuff. And people are receiving this now. I don't think they realize just how much that goes into this. And where this has really evolved to is that the data is complex. It can be printed quickly. It can be varied by individual in a whole press run. It can deliver relevant experiences to the individual recipients. You can test offers. I mean, we kind of geek out on this. I'm geeking out right
now. You're getting me excited. This is so good.
It really is, and the fun thing is, we can be relevant. We can send you something that's meaningful to you by the way of the copy or the images that we use or the offers that you get or pricing or services or it really is something that has been around for a while, but people are really just starting to understand it and take advantage of it. And I don't think even my colleagues in the direct marketing world understand the power of what's out there for people.
Yeah, 100%. And what I like about it is the scalability of it. I mean, because you think about the data pools that are out there. So in terms of mailing lists, where people live, the demographics, like a lot of the public information and lists that are out there, for email, you can't just spam people. You can't just get random lists and send them. I mean, that's illegal, right? But for mail, when you're buying lists and you're selling and you're sending people mail, and if you can figure out how to send them something of value, I mean, that's a big deal. Like, nobody wants spam in their email, put it that way, but somebody would not necessarily mind to get the right type of offer or piece of mail that fits something that they care about, and they open it and they're like, there's that aha moment, like, oh, wow, this is amazing. Like, what is this about? And they may go to the website or whatever you're trying to do, drive traffic, whatever you're doing, a coupon, doesn't matter. But the point is, with that hyper-personalization that's possible now, it's just exciting to me.
You sound like a direct marketer. Thank you.
I'm more of a direct marketer fan. Because why do you think I host the marketing podcast? So I can learn. I learn and I help, and that's what we do. I love it. So Meg, I do want to go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that the best thing, and I think, we both hit on it, and this is the big point for consumers. You get stuff that's relevant. You'll get coupons for things that you buy, not things that the product companies are trying to push on you. Mm-hmm. You will get offers that are relevant to your lifestyle, hopefully at a time when it's important. Relevance is the key to all of this.
Mm-hmm. So let's spend a little bit of time on the podcast. Tell us about the podcast, J&SEE Podcast.
So we have fun with this. We have a studio here at our agency. And our premise is that everybody is a marketer in some way. Now, you think about it from the person selling you something in the store to what I do as a profession. But if I want to convince a child or a spouse or a friend to do something, I'm marketing my point of view. People market in different channels. The Girl Scouts are incredible marketers. When they get you to buy their cookies, or the Boy Scouts and their popcorn. And I don't think we understand how much marketing is a part of our life. So what we do is we've invited people from all walks of marketing, from doing it as a profession on the radio to doing it as a recruiter, helping people find jobs, to marketing to specific audiences and how that might look different. We've become international. We're starting our second season this month, as a matter of fact. And we'll be talking to some people in Australia and Malaysia later in the year. As you know, Adam, very well, it's an exciting time for podcasts, and there are so many out there. We could spend the rest of our lives listening to these, but we just try to put a little bit of a twist on it and let the listener, who we consider an every person, maybe see themselves in what people do to market, or maybe even get some tips and tricks if they're out there doing something personally or professionally. And as you well know, it's a whole lot of fun, and you learn a whole lot.
So that being said, I agree with everything, Meg. If somebody, and I could talk to you about this all day long, but we're about out of time. So if somebody's listening to this, first off, and they want more information on J&SEE or also the J&SEE podcast, what's the best way for them to follow up?
So the best, you can download the J&SEE podcast at all of the normal places where you can find your podcast. It's also on our website, which is jacobsclevenger.com. Or if somebody would like to talk to me directly, it's mgoodman@jacobsclevenger.com.
Perfect. Well, and by the way, that's the J&SEE Podcast. C is spelled S-E-E, and that'll be in the show notes, of course, but just for people that are on their phones right now trying to find it, it's J&SEE, S-E-E. And
yes.
Meg, thank you for coming on the show. It's been great talking to you. You got me all excited about hyper-personalization now. Now my team's going to be like, what do we have to do now? But it's okay, because that's what we do. So thanks again for coming on the show. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review, and if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Marketing, then definitely give us a subscribe there and leave us some comments in the video section. Love to hear your thoughts on it and what you're working on. And Meg, thanks again for coming on the show.
My pleasure, Adam. Thank you for the opportunity.